All right, here we are at the Nest-Hoff-Vanatta farmstead, one of my favorite spots on the Warren Highlands Trail in Harmony Township, New Jersey. So let's start with the name, because a lot of people don't know it. Nest-Hoff-Vanatta, of course that's not what it was always called. That's just the names of the families that operated here, and in consecutive order. The most prominent and well-known family was the Vanatta family. That family was all over the area. There are different derivations of the name: Vanatta, Van Etten, supposedly maybe Atten is also part of that. But anyway, as you can see on the sign, established 1755. The main part of the house, the earliest part, was built in 1755. And then there was an addition believed to have been completed in 1810. The Warren Highlands Trail comes from the Hutchinson area up along the fields here, which are state park owned, over this way. And the route I chose for the trail around the site was for the purpose of allowing for the best places to view each one of the historic buildings while not detracting from the historic character of the site, so that if one day they wanted to put in history panels, it wouldn't detract from the site, but they could be placed at locations for the best interpretation of each one of the buildings. So once again, there's the old farmhouse. This is the summer kitchen over here, which was built about 1810 also. The trail comes over here. Warren Highlands Trail is marked in a light, bright blue blaze. Similar to the regular Highlands Trail, which is a teal, but this one was a little bit brighter. Comes over here by the old farm pond, which is a beautiful little scene. And then it skirts the edge of the farmstead over here, where you get really nice views of the buildings. Over here, you have the bank barn, and that was collapsing really badly. And preservation architect Michael Margulies was busy up in here. They sistered the old pieces of wood together with some new ones and saved that barn. An amazing job. When it's open by Harmony Township Historical Society, that leases the property from the state, you can go in and have a look at that. It's very impressive work done here using grants from the state and from the Warren County Municipal and Charitable Conservancy Trust. So here you have the trail goes up this way, and then it cuts into the woods in that tree line there, and then begins making its way up toward Ridge Road. Now the last buildings here, these three of them over here, that's a late 1800s carriage barn, early 1900s secondary building, and then a double corn crib here straight ahead. So with these three, that's what makes this one of the most complete farmsteads in the county. None of these buildings dates to later than the 1920s. And these three buildings used to sit over into the footprint of Route 519 over here. So it was important to keep the site as completed as it is. So these foundations were moved, and the footprint of all three of these buildings at the same distance apart were moved from the right-of-way of the road back to where, if the road needs to be widened, they can do so safely without damaging any of the historic structures. So these were all renovated at this point. Now all of these buildings at the Nest-Hoff-Vanatta are preserved in great shape. So really a fine example of a historical society doing what they do best, and they should be very proud of the work that was done here. And you can hike through on the trail. So there you go. Hope you come to visit the site, and until next time.